What's going on, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages? It's Stillwinston here. Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be covering what I consider my Soul Calibur 6 tier list as of the time of this video. So it's been out for a long while, and we've gotten used to the latest patch that occurred, and I feel kind of ready to form an opinion. So what I've got here is, now I want to say every character in this game can do stuff, right? Everybody can be used. That's what I like to say, right? But it's just that some characters are going to struggle a lot more. Like the bottom four here, like if they went up against one of these, in my opinion, the player is going to have to be more skilled, and they'll have to put in a lot more work. So with that in mind, I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up, because I think that'll be more interesting. I want to say this is mostly my opinion, based off of all the fights I've had online, and I've also taken some consensus from like other players that I know, as well as the results from Combo Breaker. So go check that out on Event Hubs if you want to see the results for that. So I'm going to be starting with the bottom four here. This is the Needs Some Love category. Like if these characters had a sort of buff, or like maybe if they just had some more, if that's something, they'd be better. So I'm going to be starting off here with Voldo. Now, Voldo is a character that I've rarely encountered online, and I don't believe there were many at Combo Breaker either. Like there was a Voldo who managed to make 25, and there was Manta who made like the 17 area, but that was about as far as the character went. So Voldo, he has surprising range. He is one of two characters who can escape a back throw if he is grabbed, the other being Astroth. His Mantis Crawl can make him immune to most high attacks. And it also gives him good mobility, especially with his flea jumps. So all of that combined with his surprising natural range means he can do pretty well, like getting in close, as well as being a decent mix-up monster. However, the problems with him do become apparent. There was the patch 1.10, which actually made him worse than he was at launch. It nerfed his damage and actually weakened some of the moves he would use a lot. Like I can't think off the top of my head, but like, I don't know. It just seems his kit has been gutted, to be honest. Again, still pretty good. Has good mix-ups, surprising range. He has several moves with his back to the opponent, so he is nowhere near as helpless as a large majority of the cast. But he also requires a different mindset compared to most, and I think that hurts him in the end. So yeah, sadly, Voldo, you're a great guy. You've been in all the Soul Calibur games, but you're not good in this game, sadly. If I was going to buff him, I would say give him more combo potential. Probably leave his damage the way it is. Maybe increase his mobility and the startup times, like reduce the startup times of like Mantis Crawl and that. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. So next we have Tira. Now Tira is... Sorry, one sec. So Tira, this is actually kind of no surprise to me. Tira has generally been considered low tier for like her career in the Soul Calibur series, like 4 and 5. She was alright at first in 5, but then I think patches came out and nerfed her for it. She is a character that I feel her gimmick works against her for the most part. So basically she has two different styles of play. So she's got her jolly and gloomy modes, and jolly, you get more meter in jolly mode, but at the same time you're very easy to predict. Like she does big, wide, sweeping attacks that you can see a mile away, because she's using a big hula hoop blade. And then you have Gloomy, and Gloomy does a lot of damage, but she also ends up injuring herself, which is counterproductive. And if she's on really low health, she won't KO herself with some of her moves, but she'll be left wide open, and then someone can just tap her for the win. She does have good mobility, very good mobility. Like that big massive leap. I think it's B plus K. 8B plus K. 8B plus K. That's the one. So she has that big massive jump, and I thought a fair few good tiras, but it's just the way that she has, where she shifts between them at random outside of taking damage or taunting. So yeah, it's her gimmick is just, if the gimmick was more consistent, I would probably rate her higher, maybe into the pretty strong category if it was way more consistent, but sadly it's not, and so because of that I feel that she's in this category. Next we have Taki. Oh god, Taki, right. Now, she, as I said, she's very fast, has decent mix-ups. She has a projectile which has pretty good tracking on it. I'm not gonna lie, like I try and sidestep it and I still get tagged by it. But her offense, it's like she lacks range outside of that projectile, so she's got to get in close. And when she does get in close, her offense does have gaps in it. And even then, they do less damage than they used to do. And she has that second blade, like the blade on her hip, where she uses that, and it does deal constant chip damage, which is nice because she'll need to nickel and dime you for the win. But it doesn't really help much, to be honest, unless the opponent is like really blocking, but then you're just going to crush their guard anyway and then get into a combo. So yeah, unfortunately, like, she's got decent combos, but yeah, she's been nerfed from her previous games, so that's why she's down here. Now we have yeah, okay, so next we have Cervantes. So Cervantes can attack you from anywhere, has an unblockable projectile that's actually pretty decent. It's way more decent than it was in the previous games. Especially like if you like manage to counter them with like Geoda Ray, like quarter circle back B, and then like B plus K, and then what was the notation, and then like free B, and then you can just like go for the gunshot if you read that they're going to wake up on the spot. So he has that. Hits pretty hard. However, the problems with Cervantes is just when he gets put on defense, he kind of struggles. He struggles really hard. A lot of his moves have sort of big startup times. Like, I think one of his best get off me tools is 4BBB or like 6A. Maybe 2 A and B, like the Killer X, there's that. But I don't know. And another problem with Cervantes is he's rather stage reliant. Like, he's very dependent on having a stage with walls, so he can do his like jump off the wall shenanigans. He's got really strong wall combos. I managed to get, I think it was a back throw on someone one time and kneed him into the wall, and I ended up doing a combo that took off like 60% of his life, and he was left with like 5%. So he was like, that was really hard hitting, and that's like a main thing Cervantes has. He's also got some pretty decent mix-ups as well, especially with Geo Del Rey and his Dread Charge and whatnot. But yeah, if he gets put on defense, he just struggles really hard. If he's going to struggle against someone like Talon, because Talon can just run over him. Probably struggles with Sophitia for the same reasons. Probably Maxi as well. So yeah, Cervantes. He's very Mishima-like. He's like the Mishimas in Tekken, if I could compare them, but not as arguably as good as them. So probably not as good as them. Yeah. So again, though, I'm not really slacking. I'm not trying to slack these four. These four can absolutely take games off of players who play these. That's the thing with Soul Calibur 6. It's just that they're gonna have to make way more reads, way more work in order to win. So, what else was I gonna say? So I've covered these four. Was there anything else I wanted to discuss about these four? Yeah, I think like another problem Cervantes has is he can be fairly linear. Geo Del Rey can be fairly punishable. But yeah, anyway. So I'll move on to the has issues category here. So like, these characters are better, but they lack something that like pushes them into high territory, unless you're like a very, very good player. So I'm gonna start off with Zasalamel. So Zasalamel has his curse mechanic where like his 6k, reversal edge K, like basically a lot of his, like basically most of his kick moves, his unarmed moves, can do like curses on the opponent, and you can stack those three up. You can stack it up to 3 times, and then certain moves will cash it in and stop time and leave the opponent open for follow-ups, even on block, right? So this mechanic makes him very dangerous on offense, because he can make certain moves that are unsafe on block safe on block with the time stop. And then you have his super, the where he like puts his hand out and it has like a parry mechanic, and it's also pretty awesome because he does Zawarudo, and I'm a big JoJo fan, so yes, I made Dio in Soul Calibur 6. I gave him the Zasalamel style just for that reason. Oh god, what's it again? His Soul Charge is pretty strong, gives him a great pull move, like where he just like sucks the opponent in. And yeah, he's also got some pretty wide sweeping attacks as well, especially like with his horizontals. You don't want to get a hit on sidestep against this character, let me tell you, because he'll shove you around. He's got a pretty good ring out game. However, his main problems are he's very reliant on his time stop gimmick to make his offense a lot more threatening. And also several of his moves have very weird hitboxes and startup times, so he can be a bit unconventional, and his gimmick, while it is certainly good, does hinder him, I feel. He did get a decent result. Like, there was Joniti who got into the 17s category at Combo Breaker, but there wasn't one in like top 8, you know what I'm saying? So it's a character that you can use, like maybe viable, but you can still get pretty far in a tournament with him. So next up we have Astaroth. Astaroth, best throw game in the entire roster, bar none, except maybe Ivy with her 2 throws, which is unblockable. You can't escape it. Though I would argue that Astaroth has a slightly better grab game on the basis that he can break out of back throws. And said throws hit pretty hard. They also have follow-up potential, especially his 4/4 A+ guard, and that, and also 6/6 A+ guard. They both have like revenge properties, so he can take 1 hit and armor through it. He's got massive damage output across the board. Throw attacks have huge hitboxes, can swing for the fences, very strong ring out game as well. Reversal edge B can just send an opponent. If you're near the ledge and you get hit by that that reversal edge B, you're done. You're off the round. You're getting flung out. You're getting flung out the stage. What else? He's got air throws. Soul Charge makes him a lot beefier as well. However, his big drawbacks are his mobility is absolutely terrible. He moves slower than paint dries. And several of his attacks are pretty poor in the poking Fitzy's game. And what else? If he is like very close against his opponent, he can lose the poking game because several of his attacks have big startup times. He's also pretty large as well, so I don't know. You can smack him for it. So again, this character is your basic your stereotypical grappler. He's very good if you can read the opponent well. If you can't, you're going to struggle, especially if you're fighting a fast-moving character, such as like Talum or Amy, or even 2B or Taki. But yeah, at the same time, his massive damage potential does like put him around here, so that's where he's going. Next up, we have Maxi. So Maxi, I feel this one is actually potentially debatable. He could move over here. He could move into this category here quite convincingly. Especially with Combo Breaker, because Rich Stick's got 2nd place at Combo Breaker. And yeah, like I'm looking at the results. He was the only Maxi player that actually managed to get to top 8. So his offense, once he gets started, he is absolutely unrelenting. He's got crazy mix-ups up close. You will find yourself panicking, trying to guess which way to block. You're going to go for a guard impact, and then he will just break attack you and send you flying. He's got pretty decent startup times. And again, he's got like 7 different mix-ups. Decent soul charge. However, his main issue is abysmal range. And the fact that his offense, he needs time to get it set up. Because like he needs to get into his stances where he swings his nunchucks round his body, and you can hit him for it. Characters can wall him out pretty convincingly, like Ivy can do that. And he doesn't really have good ring out potential, I don't feel. Like he has his oh god, what's it? Like if you do 6BBB, like the move at the end where he basically smacks the opponent with his backhand. That move has good ring out potential. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other moves off the top of my head. But yeah, I don't really see much of his ring out game. He's very good in the right hands. He's very not beginner friendly. But again, that's why Rich Sticks took him a second place. So for these reasons, like Rich Sticks' performance was incredible. But I feel that was just because of his insane skill with the character. But I don't know, if he does well, if more Maxi players do well down the line, I could easily see him coming in here. Very easily. With enough work and convincing, maybe around here as well. So yeah, so Maxi's here for the moment. I definitely feel like you could rise though. Next, we have everybody's favorite robot girl, 2B. So 2B, very good mobility, very threatening at all ranges. Has a wide variety of weapons and mix-ups. However, the problem with her is with those mix-ups, right? She is very one-trick pony, if you ask me. Like she can be quite linear with her forward dash and her back into forward dash, and the difference between a good and a meh 2B is like massive. Oh, speaking of like skill gaps, I'll just say here, Voldo's a massive scrub killer. Anyway, yeah, so 2B got her great range, pretty strong combo game. Good range, as I've said. Nothing really wrong with her per se, apart from the fact that she can be very one-trick pony, as I said. Like if she goes for that forward dash into like her spear slide, and she whiffs and she tries to like come back on the way down, you can just super her for it. At least that's what I've managed to do. But yeah, she's alright. Nova Mage did really well at Combo Breaker with her. She was the only 2B that managed to get that far into results. So yeah, she's here for now. Sorry guys, I've been really tired today. I feel like I'll cover Grow, and then we'll save the next part for the pretty strong and cream of the crop characters. So Grow. Now Grow he's very beginner friendly, if you ask me. Very simple character to pick up. Avenger Stance is a very, very good mix-up tool. You can link into it in other moves. When he gets Soul Charge, my goodness, Grow becomes a mix-up monster. Like, he was a mix-up master in his base form. When he goes into Soul Charge, when he goes full anime mode, he gets Frightening Teleport, Steed of the Night, Cover of Darkness, come up above you, like Soul Charge. He guesses right 3 times. He can take the round easily. Good mid-range game. Pretty decent attack vectors. The main issue that Grow has is he struggles at long range. Think like his best moves at long range to get in is 6-6 AA and 6-6 B, and also his teleports, but that's only if he's in super mode. And also his Avenger mix-up stance. It's a commitment. He's not safe unless he makes Avenger safe. If he goes into like, if he goes into 4A and then forward, or any of his other moves, he has to like. If he goes into Avenger stance raw, you can kind of just hit him for free unless he guesses right. So yeah, basically he has to get started, then go into his mix-ups. So because of that, I feel he's in this category. If Avenger was more safer, he would definitely rise up into here. And also, he belongs more in a JRPG than a European fighting game. That's just my personal opinion. The guy looks like he walked out of a Final Fantasy game. That's probably why I've put him next to 2B, because they're both like anime characters. So yeah, that's pretty much like the half of the tier. And there weren't many Grow players that did well at Combo Breaker. There was Icy Chains, but that was about it. There was no Grows in top 8, unfortunately. So yeah, that's where he's standing as well. Is there anything I'm missing? No, particularly. I mean, there was a Tira player that managed to get top 16 in Combo Breaker. That was ATB Max, so there was around the 13 category. So credit on there, Tira. If her gimmick was more consistent, she would easily be here. Perhaps even here. But yeah, these are where the characters are sitting right now, in my opinion. Definitely in the next like Soul Calibur tournament that I see, like especially with like, you know, the biggest ones, definitely could see Maxi going in here if he does really well. Same with like any of these characters. Maybe with these characters. So yeah, that's the low and mid tiers done, and I'll cover the like high and top tiers in another video. So thank you for watching. Please be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Please follow me on Facebook and Twitter. You can also send me an email at stillwinstonilvj@gmail.com. If you have any further questions, just let me know. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.